Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Apologies for not. It was meant to be planned this yesterday, actually, but in all fairness, I wasn't feeling that great, to be honest. So I decided to postpone it another 24 hours. But I probably feel worse today, to be honest with you. But hey, that's it. That's it's one of those things. So if I'm sounding a bit croaky, that is why. Because yeah, I'm just not really feeling that great today. But yeah, anyway, we keep moving. Where we will be doing Premier League predictions again today. So obviously review the weekend's action, and then we'll look ahead to these midweek fixtures, which start tonight, and then obviously tomorrow and Thursday. But as ever, I'm joined by Tyler, who is a regular on this channel, and he continues to come back. So I must be doing something right. He must enjoy coming on. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to welcome him now. Here we are. Welcome on in. Hi.
How are we?
I'm all right. Well, I'm okay, I suppose. Just going to keep moving. Not very well, but yeah. That's what it is.
Just quickly, I wonder who's Terry. You know what I mean? Join Ryan and Terry in the description. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that must have been my autocorrect.
Yeah, it probably was, to be fair.
Will definitely.
My name's not very common, is it, round here? So there you go.
Yeah. Blame the autocorrect. Blame the autocorrect.
That's all good.
We'll get that changed. I will get that changed after the show. Don't worry. But yeah, I apologize.
Not a problem.
But anyway, so here we are. We're going to get going straight away. So here we are. So if we get the first game that we have, is it Brentford?
Yeah, Brentford. Yeah.
Brentford. Yeah. Well, let's just go in order then. So obviously, here we are. So obviously, this game. So I'm kind of trying to find the game first of all, because I did do my notes, but it's all in different order, of course. Yeah, I think this game was no surprise for me, really. I kind of predicted Brentford to win comfortably, and they actually did. Again, you know, Eriksen, he's involved in absolutely everything Brentford create. He's just incredible. Like I say, let me just have a look here. Yeah. Janssen actually got the first goal, of course. Like I say, great delivery by Eriksen. But the control by Tony, you know, to get it down and then obviously play it across to Janssen. That was a beautiful goal, that to start proceedings for Brentford. And then obviously Wissa gets a goal. He's been so impressive this season. He really has. I've liked watching him when he's been involved. Again, you know, Eriksen involved. Great assist. You know, he just continues to produce. It's just incredible. And obviously, so Brentford finish off kind of the game. It was already finished at 2-0 in my opinion, to be honest with you. But in the 79th minute, obviously, I don't know how to say his name, but anyway, I don't know how to say his name. You know what I mean?
I think it's Ajayi.
Ajayi, right. But yeah, a brilliant goal. But again, Southampton didn't do a lot in this match at all. But again, full credit to Brentford. They were outstanding, and like I say, at home, you know, the fans as well, great atmosphere. But yeah, what was your reaction to this kind of result and your thoughts on the game, Neil?
Like you, I did go for Brentford win. Obviously, I said 2-1 Brentford. I thought Southampton would score and it'd be like a Ward-Prowse free kick, especially the way he's been moving with his free kicks. But yeah, no, a very good win for Brentford. Like you said, their atmosphere was class. Obviously, you know, I had that feeling they were going to win due to, you know, how Southampton have been very, very hit and miss at the moment. Brentford, you know, a very good side at home. You look at some of the stuff they've done at home, you know, drew to Liverpool, narrowly lost to Man City, narrowly lost to Chelsea. To Chelsea, they probably deserved a draw, if I'm being honest. United, out of the so-called top six, was the only one they didn't really do great against. Tottenham, they held a 0-0 draw. Arsenal, they beat first game of the season. So, you know, I always had that feeling they were going to win this game. And like you said, Eriksen, what a signing he's been for him. You know, his class is just shining through in that Brentford team. But yeah, I thought the Wissa goal was a very well taken goal. You know, the way he slotted it into the bottom right. And it felt a bit weird him scoring fairly early on in the game this season. Usually he likes to score the late decisive goals for them. But yeah, it took the finish very well. But Southampton were poor. Southampton were poor, honestly. I don't even think. I think they had like one chance, like a good chance anyway. Like just not good enough from them. We all know basically it's a nothing game. But for Brentford, obviously their first ever season in the Prem, they just want to finish as high as possible. So yeah, that's really all I've got to say about this one.
Yeah, absolutely, nicely put there. So anyway, on to the next one. Obviously, this was a massive game, as we all know, at the bottom of the table. I really fancied Burnley to win this one. I really did before going into this game, because I just felt they had something, positive momentum going in, and I just feel like at home as well, they had that slight advantage. It was going to be a close one, but it didn't actually end up that way. And obviously, to be honest with you, Burnley were quite poor in this match. And again, the start of this match didn't help them. Obviously, conceding within the first 7 minutes is not ideal at all. It was the worst possible start for them, really. Obviously, I really liked watching Buendia for Villa this season. I think he's a brilliant player. Again, he was at the forefront of this first goal for Aston Villa. Like I say, brilliant ball through, like I say Danny Ings, who, if you put it on the plate for him like that, he will score for you, and he did. A brilliant finish from him, and yeah, we just knew he wouldn't score from that really well. I kind of thought so anyway. Like I say, it was an open game, really, in all fairness. Burnley did have their, kind of chances, but they just wasn't clinical. And obviously that's probably why they are down where they are, to be honest with you, because, they do struggle to score, but they've also conceded quite a few as well. But, I think that's kind of why they're down there the most, because they just don't score enough. And then obviously, I can't even say his name. You know what? Buendia. There we are. I keep saying it. I've got it. He scores this time. He's such a tongue twister that I can never say it. He scores just after the half an hour mark. Brilliant assist by Luca Digne, who has come in and he's really done well, really, for Villa. And I think it was a great signing, really, for them. Because he's a solid player for you, and he'll always, even if he kind of doesn't perform, he'll still be, still be in front. He'll be a great player, kind of thing. But again, that kind of finished the game, in my opinion. Maybe that's a bold step to do, but 2-0. I just couldn't see Burnley getting back into this one, basing it on the opening half an hour that I saw previously. No, Burnley, like I said, the second half, obviously, Burnley had to come out, obviously, in the second half and really give it a good go. They did, they did again. They just couldn't find that, that elusive goal they needed to get back into the match. And then, Villa finish it off well and truly. McGinn, what a player he's been as well. He's such a quality player. Brilliant ball through to Watkins, and again, like I say, he's kind of unmarked in the box, but he does get away from his man quite well, and he scores. So it's obviously it's 3-0, and then obviously Burnley get a consolation goal. Now obviously, goal difference may play a part in this relegation fight. So obviously getting that goal may actually help them. Who knows? I don't know if it will go down to goal difference, but anyway, it could possibly. Cornet, what a brilliant player he's been this season. Top goal scorer for them, and yeah, full credit to Burnley really for getting going, because they were really, really poor in this match when they really did need to keep their performances coming. But yeah, I waffled on a bit too. But what was your thoughts this one again, and kind of your reaction?
Yeah, like you, I actually went with the Burnley win as well. I went 1-0 Burnley, and in recent weeks, when I've actually said that they would do well, win the games, like Watford, I said I got the right prediction there, and Wolves, I got the right prediction there as well. But this game, Villa were very good, and it's a good time to be. Oh, here he is. Obviously, it's a good time to be. Confident, especially going in with the game they've got coming up tonight.
Yeah.
Very, very good win for them. Ings, like you said, with the goal, Buendia and Watkins. Watkins' goal was very nice, the way he took that. And then obviously a consolation, Cornet. I don't know what Villa were doing at the back on that third goal, but the game was done anyway.
Yeah.
A very good away win for them. Like Lewis said yesterday when he came on my channel, it's not an easy place to go, especially under this interim manager and everything like that. It's not been easy, and they got a very good win. I wouldn't say it was overly needed, but they did need a bit of confidence at the same time. Like I said, going into the Liverpool game, and they were quite low in the table, so to get this win was good, really. I think after getting this win, I think they jumped up like 4 places or something like that. So that alone tells you all you really need to know there. But yeah, very good win for them. Burnley, my personal opinion, I don't think they will get relegated, but they are, with that loss, they are starting to be in and around the battle still. So
still not getting away, are they? Yeah, so they're still
no, they're not.
But they're still
especially
in there.
How Everton have been doing as well. So
absolutely, yeah, absolutely. But as I say, welcome in Perry Sports. Lewis, thank you for coming in this afternoon. I really appreciate this. If we win tonight, it's massive. Although we should be safe now. Don't think we will, but never know. Yeah,
never know. You did beat Liverpool 7-2 once. You know what I mean? As I said to you, mate, if that happened, if I see some madness like with 3-0 down, well, maybe not 3-0 with Liverpool because we know what they can do. But if it's 4-0 down, then boy, you can do the watch along by yourself. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But now, all jokes aside, obviously we'll get into the game, but I do think it'll be a tight game. I don't think it'll be it.
Yeah, it will be a tight game for sure, especially at Villa Park, because we know it's a tough place to go.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're going to go on to the next one. So obviously, Chelsea's result at against Wolves. Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect this really, because obviously, I think that Wolves was. I mean, at the moment where they're just struggling a bit. They're not really doing it, and I'm actually surprised that they, kind of came back into this the way they did. For the first half, I had nothing really of note for me really went on. Apart from, obviously, I know that Chelsea did have a disallowed goal, which, yeah, like I said, not much to say.
He was well offside when you see the replay.
Yeah, he was, like I say, it was definitely the right decision. And then, like I say, in the second half, it did start to it did more than liven up a bit. And like I say, obviously Chelsea got a penalty. It was a definite penalty for me. And again, Lukaku steps up, brilliant penalty. He managed to score the first one for Chelsea. Then obviously as the game, kind of progresses a bit more, the second goal, by the way, from Wolves' perspective, giving the ball away, it's just so poor. You can't afford to do that against a side like Chelsea because they'll punish you. And again, Lukaku, brilliant finish, by the way. Again, a second goal for him. Brilliant for him to get a few goals from his perspective. But yeah, that would have given away from Wolves. But then the game kind of changed from this kind of a break of play really from Wolves, because it wasn't really you couldn't really see Wolves getting a goal. It kind of came out of the blue, in my opinion. Trincao, I mean, he's been brilliant this season for them. He really has. Obviously, coming from Barcelona, he's a talent. Let's be honest. And like I say, it was a beautiful goal, and that really set the tone for the last 10 minutes, because then Wolves were really pushing for an equaliser, which they got in injury time. Virtually the last kick, I think.
Connor Cody as well.
And yeah, like I said, Connor Cody, brilliant crossing, by the way. I've forgotten who crossed it actually, but it was a brilliant cross. But again, I mean, Mendy kind of came for it and then came back.
Is that his name? That's who got the assist.
Yeah,
not Trincao, a different one.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually, but we'll go with that anyway. But yeah, again, I don't really know what Mendy was doing in goal here, because he kind of came out and then he stuttered back, and then obviously, I don't know if it would have made a difference. He would have stayed in his goal, but if you're coming out, you've got to go and get it. It kind of shows a bit of indecisiveness by him at times, to be honest with you. But again, taking nothing away, great goal by Cody. And Wolves, I think that would have felt like a win to them, really. The situation they was in, they came back fighting, and they, they came away with a point. And Chelsea, very poor though from their perspective. When you go 2-0 at home, you expect to see out the game, but not good enough, from Chelsea's perspective. But yeah, What was your thoughts on this and your reaction to this one?
Chelsea's poor form continues. As simple
Yeah,
as that, especially with the way Wolves have been in recent weeks. Obviously, like I said, Loftus-Cheek goal way offside. Then Lukaku, he had a very good game, and if he's playing that good, for me, he's got to play against Leeds. He played really well in that game. Like you said, the second goal was nice. Penalty, he took it very well, and he earned the penalty as well. So, me, he's got to be playing. He's got to be playing in that game. But obviously, after that, as soon as Trincao came on, that's where the difference was. Obviously, Connor Cody, absolute scenes at the end, celebrated right in front of the Wolves fans. And Chelsea dropped more points, and now Arsenal were only a point behind them. So it's mad to think Chelsea could actually end up fifth.
it's crazy.
It's absolutely crazy after being third for so long.
It really is.
It's absolutely mental. But yeah, Chelsea dropped more points. That's all I've really got to say. And I went with a 2-0 to Chelsea, and it was for a while, but they bottled it. So yeah.
Yeah, very disappointing from Chelsea, but again, fair play to Wolves. This win saved Gerrard's season. The game.
I don't think he would have got sacked anyway.
No, I don't.
Opinion. It's too early, and it's too late as well to do it in a way. It'd have been way harsh, especially with the form Burnley were on as well. I think that would have been a bit harsh, to be fair. I understand where they were in the league and that, but for me, they're not in danger. They're just doing as good as they have been.
Absolutely. If I speak, I mean, yeah, definitely. Thank you for coming in, by the way. I appreciate you being here with us. Referee robbed us of the Werner goal. Yeah, like I said, different opinions, but I don't know.
When did Werner score?
I think wasn't that the disallowed goal?
No, that was Loftus-Cheek.
All right. But didn't they have
unless Werner finished it, but Loftus-Cheek was the guy offside. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, like I say, I can't remember, but like I say, sometimes the referees do make the wrong calls, unfortunately. Lukaku needs to perform like that for 7 games. Yeah, he needs consistency, I agree. Good point here, by the way. It's all right playing, like this for one and then going missing for weeks. You've got to do it consistently.
What I will say, I don't think all the blame's on Lukaku, if I'm being totally honest. Because, sometimes he needs to work and try and get the ball, but most of the time he's not actually receiving it. Don't get me wrong, I don't religiously watch Chelsea week in, week out, but the games I have seen when he has played, and when I say played, I don't mean come on for like 10 minutes. I mean like fully played. He's not really, sometimes not really, they're not passing it to him half the time. They're not, especially the amount of times I see him in space and they can easily get a goal. He's not Timo Werner when it comes to shooting. He'll put that in the back of the net. So that's what we'll say. I think it's a bit of both. The main thing I'm trying to say is the blame's not always on Lukaku, in my opinion.
Oh no, I don't think he's kind of interpreting that. He's kind of saying, when Lukaku has been on the pitch, he needs to do it consistently, week after week.
Yeah, I know.
The standards he sets himself as well, presumably, are high. So I'm presuming he'll be.
I'm basically just trying to say he needs to help with that. But got you.
Yeah, fair enough. But good kind of comments there for sure. Thank you. So then we're gonna go on to the next one. Now, every time I speak about Watford, I always smile because I know how much you hate Watford. But anyway, like I say, this game was it wasn't the greatest, was it? But obviously, Eze, what a player! He creates this first opportunity for Palace. Like I said, they get a penalty, definitely penalty, by the way, because obviously, the Watford defender did have his arm.
Do you pricks have one of these?
But yeah, definite penalty. And Zaha steps up and scores. Of course, he does. Brilliant penalty. And then things go from bad to worse for Watford in this game again. And so getting the sending off, it just sums it up really for them, doesn't it? And I think Crystal Palace, the amount of chances they had in this match, it should have been more than 1-0 in my opinion. But again, they've struggled sometimes with clinical edge again. But again, even though I said it on previous stream that Watford are more or less down, this has confirmed their relegation. unfortunately for them. So best of luck to them in the championship. But again, don't think it's going to be easy because it won't, and I think they'll struggle next season, in my opinion. But anyway, going on to this game, your thoughts and your reaction to this one.
I'm just trying to get something up real quick. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not my recording, by the way. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, Watford officially got relegated. Like you said, it was just a matter of time before it was going to happen.
Yeah.
And not an awful lot really happened in this game except Zaha. Well, not even just Zaha, sorry. Palace having a few chances before the goal. They had a header that hit the roof of the net. Quite unlucky, to be fair. And then obviously they got the penalty, very stupid penalty to give away by, I can't remember, it was Fitz, a left back or something. Like, why you got your arm up like that? I don't understand. And how's he trying to moan about it? I don't understand. But yeah, Zaha, like you said, took the penalty very well. Foster went the other way. Love to see if he does start Watford, if his vlogs will be back again, you know what I mean? But yeah, great penalty it was. And yeah, Watford were poor, like they have been most of the season.
Yeah.
Pretty simple. As simple as that. My prediction, I said 2-1 Palace, so I knew it'd be a 1-goal win. So there you go.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, not much to say about this one. Don't worry, we'll beat Liverpool.
Not with the form. Like, I know Liverpool got that draw to Spurs, but I don't think so. I don't
either. And obviously, Luton promoted and Watford relegated would be funny. Yeah,
that would be close.
It would be, obviously. But yeah, let's not go there because I don't wish that to happen. But anyway, moving on swiftly because, like I say, we've got lots to cover anyway. So we're going to go on to the next match now. So obviously, yeah, wow. This result was absolutely, something that, I don't know if I didn't expect it, but I didn't expect it, but, we know what Man United are capable of doing. The performances that we've seen, this season, at times, in games they've just gone totally missing, and this one was absolutely, from United's perspective, absolutely awful. Now, obviously, Caicedo, the Brighton player, 19 years old, by the way. What a talent he is at this age. He obviously got the first goal for Brighton. Brilliant strike, again, and obviously that was in the opening 15 minutes. And then, obviously, Cucurella, his first goal for the club. Great goal again, by the way. You could see how much it meant to him as well. That passion and that drive within this group. I think United need to learn a few things from Brighton's kind of, ethos that they've got going on, because at least they show that passion, and they really do work hard for each other. Like I say, the third goal, what a ball by the keeper, Sanchez. Cucurella had a lot to do though. Again, he brought it down very nicely. Beautiful control into Trossard, and then sets up, Gross, who beautiful goal, 3-0 up, and United just want to get back on that bus and go home. Now, obviously, and then that wasn't the end of it. Like I said, beautiful possession, the build up to this fourth goal by Brighton. Like I said, Gross kind of feeds in Welbeck and then chips it across, and then Trossard, just taps it in on the 60th minute, and that, pretty much summed up United's time. But I want to kind of say, obviously, Brighton, they've only scored 12 goals all season before today. It's like United are just in free fall constantly. But Brighton, they're committed. They work hard for each other. They're prepared to put a shift in, and they're organised, and they all work for each other. Like I said earlier, United, I'm sorry, but they have none of those. And they're a team of individuals, and yeah, it's just been absolutely shocking from their point of view. And this new manager that's coming in, it's going to be really difficult. And I don't think he realizes the bigger, the kind of complexity of this job that he's coming into, because it's going to be so tough for him to come in and really, turn this tide. Because where do you even start with United? Where do you even, It's just so difficult. But anyway, what were your thoughts about this game and kind of your reaction to this? But yeah, United, wow.
I'm very surprised. A fact actually about this game. This was Brighton's biggest win in top flight history. So there you go. But
Wow.
it should have been. All I'm really going to say, the first 2 goals were very good goals, especially the Cucurella one. The way he's put that, that was just disgusting. If we're being totally honest. And then the second goals, the third and fourth goals. So United, Jesus, at the back. Varane was lucky in the first half.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was doing. Should let De Gea have that any day of the week. And then, after the fourth goal, I think it was, they could have made it 5. But even if that Varane one goes in, that's 6. It should have been a lot more. It's as straightforward as that. And like I've said many a times, I'm loving seeing United like this, because I remember back in the day, 2014, when Liverpool would finish 8th or whatever, they'd be all up in my face. So I'm absolutely loving it now, and none of them are messaging me. You know what I mean? None of them are talking to me. None of them are like, "Oh, do you want to watch United with me?" So
you just never know what you're going to get with United, though, do you? From that perspective, you just never know what you're going to get. And more often it's been poor this season. But yeah,
one of them got that stress, right? He don't really like Liverpool, obviously, and he was like, "Oh, can I watch some Champions League games with you now?" This was a few years ago, like when the year Liverpool actually won it as well. And he wanted to watch a lot. He watched a Barcelona game with me. The comeback. Watched first leg actually. I wish I did a watch along to that comeback, because that was immense. You should have seen my reaction. Oh my god, I couldn't believe it.
But yeah, like I said, great.
Shouting the house down. You know what I mean?
But yeah,
limbs in this bedroom, mate. It was absolute limbs in this room.
I can imagine. To be fair. Yeah,
what makes you like watching it like, oh my god, what is going
on? Conference League for United. Well, like I said, I know joking aside, I think it may actually happen, because
depends what West Ham do in their results as well.
Well, but where United are going, I just don't. Won't surprise me in the slightest. Brighton, when turned on, is great, and Chelsea get their left back.
You think Chelsea will get their left back? Don't know about that.
Yeah. But yeah, fair.
Cucurella thinks they'll get. I don't know.
Yeah, and again, he's.
They will get left back though, because the Alonso madness is going on around the club. Jesus.
Yeah, absolutely.
I found out what that meant. How's he calling the manager that?
Oh, I've not actually heard anything about that, but
I won't go into it on here, because you might get, you know what I mean.
Yeah, but again, I think Alonso, his time's kind of coming to an end at Chelsea, in my opinion, because I think he's just, But
he's
anyway,
not one end. He's been a good servant for the club, but just not good enough. Like a lot of the Luton players.
Yeah, absolutely. Reacting to the playoff game yesterday, what a winner by Sunderland, but that was a brilliant.
The first half was absolutely
was great.
That's what we'll say.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad I missed that first half, but the second half,
nearly went to sleep, honestly.
Yeah, but wow, to concede that late from Sheffield Wednesday's point of view, what a heartbreak. But anyway, we're going to move on to the next game now. So where are we now? Here we are. Yeah. So obviously, I actually predicted Liverpool to win this one, because I really did think they would do at Anfield, and I just think that they would have just it would have been close, but I just think they would have just got a win here. But obviously, the game didn't pan out the way I expected it to, and obviously, kind of from my notes, Liverpool dominated that first half, by the way, and they should have had a few goals, in that first half. But again, I just, at times, they just. I know it's easy for me, but I just think that you've got to take your chances against a side like Tottenham, because you're not going to get as many as maybe you will against another opponent that is maybe further down the table. So they really did need to make that count, and obviously, so Tottenham did have a few chances throughout the match, but yeah, and obviously, what a scruffy goal, mind you, in terms of the goal that kind of Tottenham scored, Emerson Royal obviously kind of just gets the ball forward. It's kind of a hit and hope by the look. It looked like that anyway. Obviously, it actually found itself to Kane. Kane, what a brilliant kind of piece of play, brilliant skill, by the way. He feeds it into Aurier, who delivers it across, to Son in the middle, who was never going to miss from there, and Tottenham go 1-0 up. Now, then, Liverpool really did need to come alive a bit here, and it took them a while, but they got there at the end. And Diaz, I mean, I've spoken about Diaz in many streams, really, in these predictions, and I just love the guy. I think he's so great to watch. I always say that you earn your own looking football sometimes, and when you're a player like Diaz, he always tries to make something happen. And again, this was nothing different. And like I say, he comes inside and he has a go from distance, but again, he's trying something because he didn't see any options to him in front of him. So he just thought, what, I'm going to go for it. And he did. And obviously he deflected in. But he deserved that because it was that positive approach that I like about his game. And Liverpool, with 16 minutes plus injury time left, I was expecting them to really go for it then and really try and get that second goal to win it. But Tottenham finished the game stronger, in all honesty, and they look like most likely to be scoring. But very disappointed from them. This is a big result here because I'm not saying it's ended the title hopes for Liverpool because it's still close, but this is a massive turning point. And yeah, Tyler, I can see, everything. But your thoughts about this game, because I can understand that you're very disappointed with it. Even though it was Tottenham, it was always going to be a tough game.
Not good enough. Not good enough at all. I see a lot of people going, "Oh, the players are tired, rare tech." Don't give me that. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. These are not League. No disrespect. These are not League 2 players. I mean, I know they're playing every 3 days, but it's just not good enough. Like, Tottenham are a good team. I always knew it's going to be a tough game. I said 2-1. So Liverpool needed to really win this game, like you said, with the title stuff and that. Keep the pressure on. Still believe City will drop points, but I think they'll win the league now, in all honesty, to be quite honest with you. But just not good enough. Not good enough. Salah and Mane just standing around, not doing anything. Yeah. The only attacking player that looked like he was trying to do stuff was obviously the goal scorer, Diaz. Yet again, trying to cause threats and that. I think people were a bit too harsh on Thiago, to be honest. I thought he was all right. He wasn't as good as he has been, but he wasn't shocking. I think Konate was really good. However, I was a bit surprised that he was starting because he don't usually start in the Premier League games. It's more the Champions League ones. But yeah, just wasn't good enough. Like their goal, like you said, brilliant touchdown by Kane, went past Trent. But after that, Fabinho, I don't want to slate him too much because he's been, quality. But what was he doing there? Just standing off. You're letting Kane have time and space. What are you doing? He passes it over to Sessegnon, who then plays it over to Son, who's not even being marked as well. And then it's 1-0. And then, some of the substitutions are weird as well. I'm not even going to lie. I don't mind Shimikas coming on, but we need a goal. Like, what are we doing? And then, obviously, Jota for Henderson. I thought that was very weird as well. Surely you would have brought on him for one of the 3. Most likely, probably Mane, because you wouldn't put Diaz or thingy on the right, or maybe Diaz, but he's more of a left or a forward. So that I didn't really understand either. But then obviously Liverpool got the goal. Diaz slightly deflected, but Diaz worked for it. The only attacking player that looked all right in that game. And yeah, it's just disappointing. Very disappointing. Like Tottenham are a good team. Obviously they're fighting stuff as well. But Liverpool were at Anfield at the end of the day, and they were just poor. Like I said, same prediction. I think I said as you, 2-1. But yeah, just not good enough.
Yeah,
not good enough at all. So there we go.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, we'll move on to the next one. So obviously, I predicted an Arsenal winning this one, but I predicted it very, in a more spectacular fashion than it actually turned out to be. But again, Arsenal still look comfortable throughout this match. Now, obviously, the early goal for Arsenal really did set the scene, and what a goal to concede, by the way. What was Melier doing? I'm sorry, but you cannot afford to do it. And this goal, he knew what was in front of him as well. So this goal, it was just not. There's no excuses. And this pretty much sums up Leeds' season so far, in all honesty. But yeah, Nketiah, kind of, he anticipated, that he was going to make a mistake, the goalkeeper, and he did. So, but yeah, from Leeds, it's so poor, and what the worst possible start at the Emirates to make, really. And obviously, Arsenal double their lead within the next 5 minutes, and again, Nketiah, pulling the strings. I think he's really grown this season. Once he's had a few more opportunities, he's taking it, and he's a really good player, in all honesty, in my opinion. He's still got a long way to go, but he is a good player. And I think, obviously, when he scored the second, I think that, kind of anticipated more goals from Arsenal's point of view, and it was pretty much game over from that point. And then, obviously, things go from bad to worse for Leeds United. Again, a red card from Ayling, and it's just stupid. You cannot afford to make these foolish decisions, and Ayling should know better. And again, no real, the referee definitely got that one right. I'm not being biased, but he did, But it made the task even bigger for Leeds here, and yeah, that kind of turned the game even more in Arsenal's favour. But again, no goals. Obviously Arsenal didn't manage to get any more further goals, but Leeds did pull one back. Llorente on 66 minutes. But I still think Arsenal looked comfortable in this one. They didn't, even though Leeds pulled one back, I still didn't feel like Arsenal was going to squander the lead. But like I say, I've kind of put that obviously Arsenal should have really won by more. The amount of chances they had, you've got to take your chances. But again, they got the job done against a side that are really, really struggling at the moment. Obviously Leeds now, obviously in the relegation places now, and I think, well, not unfortunately, I'm loving every minute of it, but Leeds are in very big danger, and I think they're going to go down. But yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah, your thoughts to this one and your reactions, please.
Yeah, vital win for Arsenal, obviously, I'll say keep that pressure up for fourth, maybe even third now, with the way things are going. But yeah, obviously, I was the same as you. I said a very emphatic win. I went with a 3-0 to Arsenal. But yeah, 2-1, like we said. I don't know what was worse, the goal that Luton got against Reading or that first one there. Do you know what I mean, in this game? But yeah, and Nketiah, he got onto it, and he done well there. And then obviously he scored another goal as well. A very good finish that was as well. And he's, like you said, he's starting to shine when he's got given the chance. You do have to give him a lot of credit for that. I didn't even think he was great of a player, but at the moment he's pulling the strings.
Yeah.
And then obviously I think the main turning point was the red card. That's when I started to think, Leeds are not getting back in this. Obviously, Ayling, what a stupid challenge. What are you doing? What are you doing? And then bloody Rafinha, if he carried on, he would have got sent off and all. So they'd have been down to 9 men. That just tells you there, all you need to know. And I think stuff like that, seeing that players lose their head like that, especially when they're in the predicament they're in, I think it shows they're going down, to be quite honest with you, especially with their fixtures they've got coming up. So, yeah, that happened. Obviously, 2-0 in the first half, and then obviously the goal they got, actually, a bit I haven't mentioned, they could have went 3-0 up at half-time. Obviously, the goal scorer, Llorente, for Leeds, cleared it away. So, that was a good clearance, but got away with that bit. And then obviously the second half, he scored from a corner. But like I said, for me, the turning point was the red card. Ever since that moment, I didn't think Leeds were getting back into it. But yeah, Arsenal grinded out the result in which they needed. So there you go.
Yeah, they definitely needed it for sure. And like I said, chasing down that third place now, believe it or not, which is just crazy, because Chelsea seemed to be out of sight of Arsenal at one point. But anyway, they clawed it back. And obviously Chelsea's form has allowed that. But yeah, full credit to Arsenal. Great performance. But yeah, Leeds, obviously in the relegation. And yeah, I do fear for them now. I really do. I mean, I've feared for them for a long time. But yeah. But yeah. But yeah, we're going to go on to the next one now. Obviously, these are the games that I kind of saw a bit of, but I didn't actually see much of. So I'm going to kind of, obviously say how the game kind of went, and then, you can kind of provide a better summary than me, because I kind of miss these games, unfortunately. But obviously going into the game, Everton, a massive game again. Every game is like a cup final to Everton at the moment, because obviously of the situation they're in. And obviously going to the King Power. I mean, I actually put Leicester to win this one, but I'm not surprised that Everton did win it. That might be weird for me to say, but it's true, because Everton are showing their qualities, and they're showing that they have got that, and especially a big mention to Pickford as well. If Everton do stay up, Everton have got they've got to thank Pickford for this, because the amount of saves he's made time and time again over these last few the season that's been, he's just constantly saved them, and I think that he's the reason why, if they do stay up, they stay up. If that makes sense. I'm probably not making this, but I'm trying to make sense. But
no,
you know what I'm trying to say here. Pickford is a big part of why Everton, if they do stay up, which I think they will stay up, because of he really has shown his qualities. But anyway, we're going to get into this game now, and obviously Everton making the perfect start. Mykolenko on the 6th minute, which that was the perfect start for Everton. But again, it's that game management, in my opinion, and conceding within 5 minutes. I just think it's so poor from Everton's perspective, because once you go 1 goal up away from home, you've got to manage that kind of period where maybe like kind of 15-20 minutes, make sure you don't concede, within that frame kind of thing. But they concede so quickly after scoring. But then full credit to Everton. They kept going in that first half, and obviously a goal from Holgate, which I kind of actually remember this. It was actually a great goal, this one, which I remember, and I think it was from a corner, actually, from my understanding. I think, but anyway, but yeah, Everton got the win, and this was massive. They climbed out of the relegation, and I just think they deserve this win. And I think that I want to touch upon something after, before, in regards to the maybe Leicester situation in the management kind of thing. But first of all, I want to kind of touch upon your thoughts on this match and your reactions to it, really. First of all, and I'll go on to this bit.
This was a game I actually got bang on 3 points. The only game I got spot on this weekend. I knew Everton would get the away win. The main reason I thought that is because how poor Leicester have been this season in the league. Obviously, previous seasons they've been, up and around the top 4 and that sort of thing. But yeah, this season's been awful from them. And like you said, every remaining game was like a cup final to Everton. This is the only cup. Well, but basically a cup final they'll be in for a while, you know what I mean? So they won't be going to no FA Cup ones or anything like that. But anyway, obviously Mykolenko got the first goal. What a goal that was, by the way. I'm not even going to lie, into the bottom right corner. Struck it really well. But yeah, like you said, Daka got a goal shortly after. Absolute calamity at the back. Literally, Everton players headbutting each other. I don't know what was going on there. And then it was easy for Daka in the end. He's not going to miss that, especially with how good he's been since he's come in to Leicester. And then obviously in the 30th minute, like you said, Holgate, got a goal from a corner. Don't know what the hell Leicester were doing defensively. But they went 2-1 up from there. And then in the second half, there's not an awful lot to really say, except Pickford feels like playing for England again. Some of the saves he was doing kept him in it again. Equally as good saves as they were against Chelsea, if I'm being honest. He had to pull out 3 really good saves. And, like you said, if they do stay up, he deserves a lot of credit for that, in my opinion. So there you go, massive win for Everton. And, obviously there's more pressure with the results at this current moment in time for Leeds especially, and in a way Burnley now. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that obviously from Leicester's point of view, I want to touch upon obviously Brendan Rodgers. Now it's for all to see that he's struggling at the moment at Leicester. Now, I just think that he's got I just don't see him lasting. I really don't, because he's just not good enough for this from Leicester's point of view. And I think that I'm not convinced about Brendan Rodgers at times. I'm not saying he's not a good manager, because he is, but I'm just not fully convinced. I don't think it's a good fit for him at Leicester either. And maybe it's maybe that's what it is, but I just think he's not really ever got going at Leicester. But yeah, pressure is mounting on him him for sure. A lot of Leicester fans unhappy at the moment. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that develops. But yeah, that's the point I wanted to make about my situation. I don't know what I'm laughing at, but anyway, Chelsea saving Arsenal, Everton's seat.
Basically, I think Chelsea are saving both their seasons.
Yeah, but like I said, it's.
I mean, Arsenal always beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, so I wasn't really surprised about that, to be honest.
Yeah, of course.
To be fair, I was surprised with the score, 4-2. But I did say an Arsenal win that day. I said 1-0, famous 1-0 to the Arsenal. So
absolutely. But yeah, on to the next one. So obviously, Norwich already relegated. This result, I'm not saying scoreline, because maybe the scoreline was a bit more than I maybe thought. I can't remember my prediction now. Anyway, but yeah, obviously Norwich already relegated. West Ham, I always backed West Ham to win this one. And they did, but they did it in style. And obviously, the way the game kind of panned out, obviously, an early goal for West Ham in the 12th minute. Ben Rama, I mean, I've really, he's been a quality player for West Ham this season for sure. So no surprise that he got himself on the score sheet here. But like I say. And then obviously, I'm trying to look at. Maybe I should hand over to you for this, because, like I say, I don't know if I saw much of this one, but anyway, Lanzini again with a goal in the 30th minute, put them 2-0 up, and he was really starting to worry at that point that it could be a bit of a high-scoring game. Then, which obviously West Ham went on to score further 2 goals. Mikel Antonio in injury time in that first half, and then a penalty. As well on the 65th minute. Now, obviously, Norwich have been really poor this season. We've already spoken about Norwich really in previous streams. But full credit to West Ham, because they still had a job to do, and they still had, you can only play who's in front of you, and they got 4 goals away from home. So fantastic for them. But yeah, your reaction to this and your kind of summary, because my summary was absolutely awful. I can only judge it on how the game panned out. But yeah.
Yeah, very, like you said, very emphatic win for West Ham. Very good win to get as well, especially after, obviously, unfortunately, going out in Europe. But yeah, the first 2 goals really just sum up Norwich's season. Tim Paul with two mistakes, really. Should have done a lot better there, if we're being honest. But I had a feeling Antonio would score in this game. I did actually say he would, especially with the form he's been on. I just had a feeling, because I remember 2 years ago when they beat Norwich heavily there as well. I think it was like 4-1 or 4-2. He got a couple of goals there as well. So I had the feeling. But yeah, Benrahma, so it scored the third. So obviously 3-0 up at half time. What a strike that was as well. Not even going to lie, he's a quality player, him. And yeah, that happened. And then obviously going into the second half, Norwich did score, but obviously it was a handball in the end. So obviously it didn't count. And then obviously West Ham got a penalty. And Lanzini took it very well. His celebration at the end with the irons, that was class. But yeah, West Ham travelling fans as well. Massive shout out to them, because they were loud throughout the whole game. But I said 2-0 for this game. I thought it'd be comfortable, but West Ham scored 2 more. But yeah, Norwich, you always knew they were going to lose this one, even with West Ham in Europe. West Ham were always going to bounce back, in my opinion. Just didn't expect it to be as high scoring as it was. But fair play to them. Hopefully they have a bit of confidence now. I believe their next game's Man City as well. which is not impossible to beat them because obviously they held them to a 0-0 draw in the League Cup at home. So anything can happen there. From a Liverpool perspective, we'd love to see that. I mean, we'd love to see them.
Yeah, definitely.
Points there.
It'll definitely be, something that they'll need to do very shortly. But like I said, I think it's the case of Norwich. They just want the season to be over now, in all fairness. So yeah, it's one of those. But yeah, well done to West Ham on this one. Great result for them. So yeah, we're gonna go on to the final game of of the weekend. Now, going into this one, I really fancied Man City to really, dominate this game, and they did. And I thought that they would score. I don't know. I think I should really note my prediction, but I think I kind of got them down to win 4-0 on this. I can't remember that. But anyway, and it was one where Newcastle did have some chances. Now, you've got to be scoring the chance that Wood had in this. I can't remember the exact details, by the way, but I do remember Wood having a chance. Now, you've just got to be taking them against City because you don't get that many against them. So when you do get them, you do have to be clinical. And I think someone like Wilson, had he have started, and I would have started him, by the way, over Wood. And I'm not just saying because he's ex-Leeds, but I'm just being honest. Wilson is more clinical for me. I think that Wilson would have scored that. But anyway, that's the fine margins in football. And I think that once Man City got that first goal, which they did in the 19th minute, you always knew there was more coming, because it was one of those that, if like I say, if City score one, the floodgates open and they just end up getting a few more in, usually. Obviously Sterling on the goal, on the goals. Yeah. He's just been absolutely fantastic this season. I've loved watching him. He's a great player, obviously. He just plays, I just love, he just plays without fear, and he always tries something. But anyway, and then obviously, Laporte gets a goal to make it 2-0 in the 38th minute. So Newcastle actually held their own for that amount of time until they scored again, actually. So there was a bit, another 19 minutes before they scored against City, which surprised me a bit, in all honesty. But obviously they went in 2-0 up at the break, and then obviously the goals just kept coming. And like I say, Rodri, great goal. Remember, I watched this game, but I can't seem to remember much about it for some reason. But anyway, Rodri, a brilliant goal from what I remember. And then Phil Foden. Phil Foden's been up. He just got stronger and stronger this season for me, and he I just love to watch. He's another player that I love to watch. Foden, I think he's great. He's such a skillful. He's got so much potential as well. The scary thing is, he's not actually. His potential is even further than what he is now. So that's a bit scary to think about, because he's class. And then obviously, Sterling got another goal, if I'm right in saying. Now, obviously, I'm waffling on. I'm kind of, but Newcastle was never in this game for me. I know that's easy for me to say because obviously the scoreline reflects it, but I'm just saying, apart from that chance they had, with Wood, I don't think I remember anything. I don't think I remember having anything else to maybe say they should have scored or they had a chance. I might be wrong.
A Callum Wilson chance when he come on. Edison saved it, but other than that.
But yeah, your thoughts and your summaries on this one then.
Capitulation from Newcastle, just as simple as that, really. Obviously, Sterling with the first goal, very good play by City, just shows their quality, the way it got pinged across, headed by Cancelo forward to Sterling, who headed it in. It's showing their quality there, to be quite honest with you, as simple as that. And then obviously the Laporte goal, keeper's got to be doing better there, I'm not going to lie. Obviously, like you said, it could have been 1-1 very early on as well. Cancelo and Laporte both had good chances for City. So one of them, surely. I think that just shows they're not attackers, you know what I mean? And then obviously the Wood chance, yeah, for me, Callum Wilson would be doing a lot better, like you said as well. So it could have been 1-1 there, like you mentioned. And then obviously going into the second half, my personal thoughts, I thought if City were to get another one to make it 3, then the game's definitely done. And obviously they did very poor marking from Newcastle. Just why are you letting Rodri have a free header right at the front post? I don't understand. And yeah, from that moment in, I knew it was game over. It was absolutely game over. And yeah, Trippier and Wilson come on. For me, if they're both available, they should have really been starting. If they're to have any chance, especially with what Trippier could do, maybe potentially if there's to get a good set piece or something like that. And then Wilson obviously is clinical edge and that sort of thing. And then obviously the goals from Foden at the end. Zinchenko, I think he meant to shoot, but it went over towards Foden and he just put it in the net. Simple as that. And then obviously a Sterling goal at the end. A good backheel pass by, I believe it's Cancelo to Grealish. And Grealish just played it across to Sterling. So obviously Ryan is gassed about that one. But yeah, good finish by Sterling. But yeah, poor from Newcastle. Capitulation. Yeah, I think they got it wrong with who they started and etc. Like I said on the watch along as well, when I saw Chris Wood starting, I was like, really? I was surprised the way at the Etihad. Didn't know about that. Well, he's a good player, but he's not a player I'd play against Man City away. If I was a Newcastle fan, I wouldn't want to see him starting, especially if Callum Wilson's available. But what do I know?
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, obviously, Jack Grealish, this season, I've had many debates with people, as you know, about this.
Yeah, it was all in the comments and the watch along. The watch along was mental, by the way. Absolutely mental.
Yeah, I know. By the way, congratulations for that. It was great to see.
I couldn't believe it.
Crazy, but yeah, I was like, wow, just incredible. But yeah, fully deserved for sure from your perspective. But anyway, I'm not going to make you blush. But anyway, but yeah, Grealish. Obviously, I think that people are very, very harsh on Grealish. I really do because, first of all, the £100 million, that even though he went for that amount, it doesn't mean he's worth it. It's just because of the release clause that obviously Villa had on him. That's why, and then obviously Man City was prepared to pay that, so they paid it. It doesn't mean he's worth 100 million though, does it? It means that that was his price. What I'm saying, maybe I'm not making sense, but what I'm saying to it is Jack Grealish is coming under too much scrutiny in my opinion because I think that he hasn't had consistency in the side. B, I just think that it's not easy to come into a side like City and stake a claim straight away because you've seen from other players, it's taken time sometimes for that to happen. So I just think that, he's a great player. He shows his qualities at time when he gets opportunities to do so. I just think it's happened. What has your thoughts been on Grealish this season? And what are your kind of your thoughts on what I've just said as well, kind of thing?
I mean, when he first come into City, I don't think he was overly great, but I don't really blame him for that. I don't, because obviously you've got a gel. It's different to Villa. At Villa, you was the main man. At Manchester City, with all the quality players they've got, you're not gonna be that straight away. So there we go. The last 2 games I've seen him, obviously Newcastle and Real Madrid, is very unlucky against Real Madrid not to get a goal. And then obviously this game he done well. He done well on that left hand side. Obviously got was it 1 assist in the end? Yeah, 1 assist. But he had a lot to do in the link up play and that sort of thing. With me, I just think it's going to take time. And you do make a good point with the 100 mil. But yeah, I just think it's going to take time. Obviously, he is a quality player, but it's just going to be a lot different. It's going to be a lot different to get into the swing of things. It's not going to just click straight away.
Exactly.
That's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I'm a massive fan of Jack Grealish. I think he's got lots of potential. Anyway, breaking news: Haaland has retired from winning the Champions League at the age of 21. Oh my goodness, that's a good one actually. Well played. But yeah, obviously the news that Haaland is virtually signed for City. It's just confirming. I think it's the personal terms.
Just quickly on that, I watched a video earlier. It's some guy saying, like, sometimes he just puts these titles out for a bit of views. I think his title was Haaland is overrated. So I clicked on it. I was like, why is he saying that? And I'm not going to lie, some of the points he were making, it weren't really to do with Haaland though. The points that I agreed with, it is more with Man City. Like, I don't actually need Haaland. You know, they're literally about to win the Premier League without, you know,
But
and everyone was saying he's a Chelsea fan, right? He made a very good point. He's like, everyone was saying the same with Chelsea with Lukaku. Oh, they need a striker. You do a lot better. You do a lot better. The way Haaland plays, City don't play like that. City don't play like that. Now, I'm
yeah,
not saying it's going to be a flop, but I don't think he'll do as good as people making out. This is the Premier League as well. You know, Bundesliga, they take, like, I'm going to be straight up, they take the piss with the signings. Like, literally, the main players either go to Bayern Munich or now they're starting to go to England. You look at Sancho, you know, Bellingham most likely is going to come to the Premier League at some point. What club that'll be, we have to wait and see. But, you know, I don't think it'll be as good as people make out. Honestly, I don't. And the thing is, the person made a good point, I'm not going to lie, he's got a very big injury record as well. And City are going to be giving him like 500k a week or something ridiculous like that, just for him to be injured half the time. Like, they made some good points. I'm not even going to... At first, when I saw the title, I was like, oh, about that. But, you know, I'm not saying he is overrated, but
yeah,
he's an overrated signing for City, in my opinion. You know, they've literally... What? Because they've got him in now, they're all of a sudden going to win the Champions League. I don't think so. Because they don't play. He doesn't play in the way that City play. A player like Harry Kane, in my opinion, suits Man City more. In my opinion, they sometimes play with a false nine. Haaland's not really a false nine, is he? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but I think that I kind of disagree with the first point you made of this. Then, so obviously, you say that obviously City don't need him, but I think they've been, you know, at times this season, even though they've been absolutely fantastic without a solid number 9, I think they've missed someone like, you know, a proper centre forward at times. You know, it has been obvious to see at times. So Haaland coming in, obviously, he's got class, but I agree with the point that you're saying about, you know, the Bundesliga to the Premier League is totally different, and you know, he's not. This is a player that may struggle at first, but that he may come good. He'll definitely come good. But I mean, in terms of the system, though, I think that City will have to adapt. In all honesty, I think that City will have to slightly adapt because Haaland will score you goals. I don't care what, you know. I know that he hasn't played in the Premier League before, but he'll still score you goals. I'm not saying he'll get the amount that he's done, you know, in the Bundesliga, but he'll still score you goals. And I think that that's the missing piece of the jigsaw that could potentially get them the Champions League. Now, you may disagree with that, but that's just my opinion. I think that they just, you know, if we're talking about what City have, you know, why over the years of City not being able to get over the line? Why have they not been able to get that elusive Champions League? You know, it's a debate that you could have for a while, but I just think it's just that, you know, that someone like Haaland can really turn your side into, you know, that signing can make a massive impact.
I'm gonna make a thing right now. People can clip this at the end of next season, whatever. If Gabriel Jesus leaves Man City, he'll get more goals than Haaland next season. Clip it. He'll get more goals. Like, I'm looking at the camera. That's how you know I'm being serious.
But yeah, well, yeah. That's
anyone clip Hanno, mate. If you want to sit there and clip that, mate. You know,
yeah,
I know that will happen because I know what's going to happen with Haaland. He's going to have to gel for starters. 2, his injury record is absolutely poor. So there you go. 2 reasons there. And Jesus' Premier League experience as well.
He is, but he's not quality to me. He's a very, very good player. I'm not saying he isn't. He's a very, very good player, but he hasn't got the class that someone like Haaland has. And even that, you know, I actually don't see it because he's not clinical Jesus enough for me. He doesn't have that world class, you know, kind of feel to it. You know, I'm not disrespecting him, but I just don't see it. I've not been, you know, he's a very, very quality player, but he's not, you know, maybe what you need in maybe a Champions League semi-final to get you to the final or maybe win it, for example. He's not that player for me. But yeah, it's a good little debate we've had here. But anyway, we're just going to go on. Haaland plays counter-attacks and early ball almost like Lukaku. Yeah, I mean, like I say, we'll just have to see. But in my opinion, I think
and remember, everyone was like, Chelsea need a striker and they'll win the league. Now, I'm not comparing City to Chelsea, but it's a similar situation. They're fans and everyone's really like, oh my God, they've got Haaland, they're going to win the league. Liverpool shit now, basically. Yeah, they're finished. Luis Diaz, you've seen the impact my guy's made, and sometimes we're even putting Jota, flipping Mane or Salah on barely Salah, but do you know what I mean? Like, Luis Diaz coming into Liverpool has made their squad depth look as good as Man City's. Because when Liverpool didn't have Diaz, people, including myself, were sitting there and going, the squad depth is not good enough compared to Man City's. No disrespect to Minamino. He is good. I just think he still needs to learn a bit more. Look at him compared to who City could have had on the bench at the time. You know, they could even put Foden on the bench sometimes. I mean, like...
Yeah, absolutely. Good points that you made there. But yeah,
some people just jump on the bandwagon. It winds me up.
Yeah, they do. That's football fans for you, though, unfortunately. And
it's not even Premier League quality as well. Like I said, yet you haven't seen how he's been. This is the hardest league in the world for a reason. Well, yeah, Championship's most competitive, but when it comes to quality of players, Premier League.
Yeah,
that's how I see it.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Like I said, I think you put it on the finger. Say much more about that, but yeah. So yeah. Very interesting results of the weekend just gone. So obviously we've kind of covered everything now. So for that one, so we're going to go into the midweek games, which is going to be certainly going to be interesting for sure. And it starts tonight. I can't wait for this match, actually, to be honest with you. Aston Villa versus Liverpool. Now, I think this is going to be a very close game. And I think that obviously it's a tough place to go, Villa Park, you know. And Liverpool, it's not going to be easy. You know, it really isn't. And they're going to have to be they're going to have to be better than they played against Tottenham as well, by the way, to get a result here. Now, but I think that Liverpool win this. I'm going to say just, and I'm going to go with a 2-1 Liverpool win because I think Villa will score, but I think that Liverpool will really, you know, just kind of bounce back from maybe the disappointment at the weekend. But again, obviously, Gerrard at Villa, you know, that connection with Liverpool, be interesting. But what are your thoughts going into this game then tonight? And what is your prediction for this one?
It's going to be a very tough one. Like you said, Villa Park, under the lights is a tough place to go. Obviously, the reverse fixture, it was a 1-0 win to Liverpool, goal from Salah. I remember that game. There was a bit of controversy with, I think it's Konza with a potential handball or something like that. But yeah, like you said, it's going to be a tough one. Need to play better than, obviously, against Tottenham. You know, Villa have got quality players, especially in the midfield. The midfield battle is going to be interesting.
Yeah,
that's what I do think, especially with, you know, do they put Coutinho starting back in this game? Obviously, it's been Buendia at the moment. Go back Coutinho. I have to wait and see. But yeah, Liverpool need to really win the game to put a little bit of pressure back on Man City. And I think it's going to be similar to when Liverpool travelled to Wolves away this season. 1-0 win for Liverpool, goal in the second half. And I think that guy again, Luis Diaz, is going to be a guy to start. A lot of Liverpool fans saying about not starting him. Why? What are you on about? You have to start him, really. One of the best attacking players. What's going on there? But yeah, 1-0 Liverpool, I reckon. I think Liverpool just grind out the result. But Villa will make it very tough. So yeah.
Absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised. It's not a bad person to maybe come on, you know, to start this game. Coutinho obviously finds himself on the bench at the moment, which I just find absolutely staggering, but it shows the quality that Aston Villa have got as well. So hang on. 4-1 Liverpool. Hannah's gone. Ooh, that's a
a lot of people have gone with a very high scoring Liverpool win. I just think it's going to be a lot tighter.
But could see a Gerrard masterclass. Yeah, it's like I say, he's been very.
Yeah, I want to try and impress. Obviously, potentially after Klopp, depending on how his managerial career goes so far, he could be the Liverpool manager. So
yes, I want to. Yeah, I kind of want to ask you about that then. So obviously, Gerrard, he'd love to come back and be a manager there. Would you fancy him to come back to Liverpool as a manager and kind of, how long can you see Klopp staying? I know that's kind of a hard question to ask, but yeah, Gerrard to Liverpool is the perfect fit, obviously, and it'll really be a big success. And I know that before he's even got there, because the connection he has with the fans, the passion he's got for the football club, obviously. It'll just be a perfect fit. But yeah, would you like to see Gerrard at Liverpool in the next few years potentially?
Well, Klopp's obviously signed his contract till 2026 now. He's extended it.
Right, yeah, right.
So he'll be there till then. I can't see him extending it more after that, because it's originally 2024. So put another 2 years on it. Right. It's a difficult one to judge now with Gerrard, because I've seen him. People say, "Oh, it was a Scottish league, rare tear." Celtic were the dons of the league basically for how long? And Gerrard come there and changed it all up. So I think he has to get a bit of credit for that. Obviously the quality is nowhere near as good, but we could say that. We could sit there and say that Rangers are now in a final. They got further than West Ham, for example. So, for me, I think it's a little bit harsh looking at it when people say that. Villa, it's not been overly great this season, but even he said, it's going to take time. You look at some of the signings he's brung in, he's got that name where it just attracts players. I think I said that on the last one as well.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I remember.
But it's a difficult one overall, because I haven't seen a lot of him in the Premier League. Well, obviously, I've only seen him this season. So for me, it's one of them where I have to judge it in the next coming years. And glad that Klopp's obviously extended. So then I can see also the fact I can see even more of Gerrard and see what he can do.
God.
Overall, it's a difficult one really to judge at the moment.
But I think from a Liverpool perspective, though, I think that it'd always be nice to welcome Gerrard back to the club, though. I think from that perspective, alone, I think it'd be great to see. I think a lot of Liverpool fans would be very happy with that, obviously. But we'll have to see what happens. But I get what you're saying. Diaz is your best attacker form-wise. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. I don't know how people are moving mad and saying put him on a bench. For who? Yeah, Firmino's back, and he could do something with the way Salah and Mane have been. But
Diaz, can't drop Diaz with the way he's
put Diaz in there. If you don't put Diaz in there, you're a knobhead, quite frankly. So
I don't think you know what you're talking about, to be fair, if you're saying that, because because at the end of the day, Diaz cannot be dropped. Therefore, he shouldn't. Why should he be on the bench? But it's strange viewpoints from some people out there. But anyway, moving on, we're gonna go on to the next match, which is, I think, the only game tonight is obviously, it's the only game tonight is Aston Villa, but obviously going to Wednesday. Slide, please.
Oh yeah, sorry. Just got a message.
Yeah, no worries. So obviously this game, Leeds obviously at Ellen Road tomorrow evening. But I don't really think that plays a part, to be honest with you, at this moment in time. Obviously, we know that Ellen Roads, creates a lot. They get a lot of fans in, and they create a great noise. But unfortunately, it's got to a point where, even the crowds becoming a bit flat, because they're just nothing to cheer about at the moment, really, from Leeds' perspective. And I think that obviously, I've gone for a Chelsea win here. There's no question. I think that, I know there was probably, poor at times against Wolves, kind of let them back in the game, but Leeds, like I've said it many times, they're struggling. They really are struggling. There's no, I just can't see them winning this. So I'm going to go for a 3-0 win for Chelsea, because I'll say it again, I just can't see where Leeds are going to get any more points. I really can't. But how do you see this game going, and what's your prediction?
Excuse me. Despite Chelsea's poor form, I do see them winning this. Leeds have had really poor form, like we all know as well. The way I see this game, right, is Leeds leaving themselves exploited open. You know how they can do that at the back. Yeah. And I think if Chelsea start players like Timo Werner, he's going to love getting in behind that and creating chances. And maybe not scoring wise, but assisting wise, especially if Lukaku plays like I said earlier. I think he should after that game the other day. but I've went with a bit of a more narrow score, only due to Chelsea's form. I've went with a 2-1 to Chelsea.
Fair enough. Good shout that. Hannah has gone for a 3-2 Chelsea, which sounds a great game to watch. Obviously, it's on Sky, so it'll be good to watch that as a neutral. Mind you, I'm not really a neutral because I want Chelsea to win because I hate seeing Leeds as well. But on the basis that I don't support either teams, I am kind of a neutral. But you know what I'm saying. But it'll be interesting. So I think that obviously Leeds, they are worse off now than I still don't to this day understand why they got rid of Bielsa. I really don't, because they've got I think they've got worse under this new guy, who doesn't clearly have the tactical approach that is needed. He doesn't know what he's doing at times. It's clear to see, he's just not good enough. So whoever's made this decision, is very poor in my opinion. That's just what I want to say on that. So moving on to the next game. Obviously Leicester v Norwich now. I mean, it's tricky, this one, because in a way, because Leicester obviously are struggling a bit. Norwich are struggling even more. So on that basis, obviously, I think Leicester will win. Because, like I said, Norwich just want this season to be over, like I said earlier. Two really, poor signs, though, in all honesty, this season. I mean, obviously, Leicester may have had a bit of quality. I'm on about in the overall picture here of the feeling amongst both fan base and things like that. Obviously, Leicester very disappointed with how they're playing, and Norwich obviously devastated again to be relegated. But I'm going to go Leicester to win here. I'm going to go 2-0 to Leicester. Because I just think Norwich are always capable of just conceding goals left, right, and centre, because they've shown it time and time again. And then, even scoring goals, they haven't scored that many either. So I just can't see them scoring at the King Power either. So that's why I've gone with that one anyway. What are your thoughts on this one and your score prediction for this one as well?
Surely Leicester have to win this game. Surely.
Yeah.
That's all I was saying on my channel yesterday. Norwich down. You're at home. Surely you got to win this game. And I think they will. What do you say your prediction was?
2-0 Leicester.
I've gone with the same. 2-0 Leicester. I could maybe see them getting one more. But, Norwich, like I said, they're already down. Surely Leicester at home, at the King Power, under the lights. Surely they're going to get the win. Trust me. But 2-0, just like that.
Yeah, but the problem with Leicester is that you can sense the bit of frustration around the place at the King Power at the moment. Maybe I can only kind of say from watching maybe when they're on telly, but you can just sense that really negativity, and that can maybe digress the players. But I still think they'll win it, but I just think that doesn't help the players either. But we'll have to see what happens in this one. But definitely both agree with what we're saying there, so we both going the same. So the next game is Watford against. I always laugh when Watford come on because I know what you're going to do. But Watford against Everton now. This game. Maybe this game's going only one way, unfortunately for me. And I think that Everton win this, and I think they win it 2-0 because like I said, we're kind of repeating ourselves now really about this, but like I said, Watford have just been absolutely terrible this season. They deserve to get relegated, and they do. And I want to touch, like I said, I've said it in previous streams. The way this football club is run is absolutely rotten. It really is, and like I said, it's just not right. The recruitment and everything this season has been shocking. The way the club's run, they get rid of managers so easily. There's no kind of, if you're a manager that's been linked with, for example, Watford, you're not wanting to go there because of what you're not able to. If you get a few bad results, you're going to be out the door straight away. It's like, well, football doesn't work like that, and you can't afford to be doing it. And again, I'm focusing too much on Watford really because, like I say, Everton obviously. I think Everton will definitely win this one because this you're seeing the quality come in a bit now, and you're seeing it more than I was worried for them. I really was a few weeks back. I really, I was. I'm not gonna lie. I actually said that I can't see Everton getting out of the relegation a few weeks back, but it definitely felt like that. But obviously they've turned the tide a bit. They are slowly turning the tide a bit, and I just think they'll have too much for Watford here. Like I say, and I am waffling on, but yeah. Obviously, Richarlison going back to Watford as well. Just see what reaction he gets. But yeah, Watford again, another team. They just want the season to be over. So, to be honest with you, their players will probably be already on the beach because, they've kind of been on the beach all season, in all fairness. But yeah, they'll definitely be on the beach even more now because they know they're being relegated. And I don't sense any kind of pride in that side at Watford either. They don't seem to care. They don't seem to care about wearing that shirt. They don't seem to have any pride of wearing that shirt. They don't have any fight about them or passion.
Don't blame them.
but from a perspective of Watford fans, yeah, that's not good enough. You want to see players, well, from my perspective anyway, my football team, you want to see all the qualities, their passion and everything that I've kind of mentioned. But anyway, I'm waffling on too much here because this game has an Everton win written all over it for me. But yeah, what's your thoughts about this game and your prediction?
Yeah, like you said about Watford being poor the whole season, pretty much, especially at home. I think their home record's like second worst. It might even be the worst. So there we go. Yeah, I only see an Everton win here due to Watford obviously already being down. Be interesting to see if all the knobheads in my area decide to go to that game. I get a lot of criticism for following two teams, but a lot of them go to watch Watford and it's not even their first team. So what does that tell you? But anyway, I reckon it's a convincing win for Everton. I do think Watford will score, but I think overall Everton will win 3-1. There we go.
Fair enough. Good shout. But yeah, good prediction. Yeah. And so, not much else to say about them really. So, on to the next one. Here we are. Molineux is the scene for tomorrow evening for Manchester City. Now, this game will be interesting because obviously Wolves are on kind of a bit of a high after that Chelsea result. They'll be coming in with a bit of confidence. But we're talking about Manchester City here, unfortunately, and they've just been absolutely on fire, as you know. And I have to go with Manchester City. I really do. I think Wolves will score, but I just think Man City will be too much, and they'll score, a few more. So, and they'll be too strong for me as well, even if it is at Molineux. So I'm going to go with a 3-1 Man City win. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this one. But yeah, it'll certainly be interesting to see how we'll start the game because obviously it's very dangerous, from Man City's point of view, for obviously a team like Wolves that have come on the back of a brilliant result at Chelsea, getting that late goal. They're coming into this game on a real high, aren't they? So it's difficult, it'll be interesting to see how they get on. But yeah, what's your thoughts on this and your prediction for this as well?
Yeah, like you said, it's going to be interesting to see how they start off. Under the lights at Molineux, and overall, they don't actually tend to do bad there. Obviously, I remember when they played Watford, beating 4-0. I suppose that's not really hard, though, is it? They lost to Leeds, but a controversy on a Friday night. But yeah, overall, they do all right at home under the lights. But yeah, like you said, this is Man City. They've got an emphatic win, and they'll just want to keep winning games, obviously. But yeah, as for a score prediction, I've gone with the exact same as you here as well. A 3-1 to Manchester City.
Oh, nice. We're getting a few same results this week, which is good.
Yeah, that's 2 so far.
Yeah, we're on the same page. We're kind of on the same page, maybe. But anyway, yeah. So obviously, the next one sees this massive game. It really is because for me, if Spurs lose this, that's top 4 hopes over for them, in my opinion. Because if Arsenal win, then obviously. It's going to be set. They're going to be 7 points clear. My maths is not the strong part, as you can probably tell. But yeah, anyway, and I think Arsenal will win this on this record because I know it's at Tottenham, and I know that it'll be everyone will be up for it, and the play, but Arsenal have shown time and time again that they have, they've got too much, and they do. I just think they'll be too strong for Tottenham. I really do, and I think that the form as well. I don't know, but I'm just edging towards Arsenal in my mind. They're always close games though. They're always great games to watch as well. So it'll be a very really entertaining match. I'm definitely sure of that one. But like I said, my score, I'm going to go with a 2-1 Arsenal win. I think Arsenal just get this. But yeah, that's maybe a brave move by me. But I just see Arsenal just, getting that top four because on the whole, I think they deserve it. But obviously, I forgot to mention, Chelsea. It depends what Chelsea do as well, isn't it? Because Spurs would still be 5 points adrift if they do lose this one. Depending on what Chelsea do. Like I said, we've predicted Chelsea to win, so in essence, it's going to be 8 points if you go in the Arsenal win route. But yeah, that's my prediction for this one. But yeah, it's going to be a great game. But yeah, what's your thoughts and your prediction?
Yeah, it's going to be a very difficult one for both teams. Obviously, out of the predictions, this has to be the hardest one to predict.
Yeah.
I think the last time Arsenal actually won at Tottenham's ground was actually 2010. So It's been a long while. I know it's been a lot of years, but I think it is 2010. But yeah, it's going to be difficult just looking at that. As much as they've been on, good form, grinding out results. Yeah, I think the players, in a way, will have that in the back of their heads in a little bit of a way. Tottenham, it's a difficult game because it can literally go any way. It could even be a draw. I was saying on my channel yesterday, both teams have got players that can. Sorry, I just got an important message. They've got players that can hurt each other. Obviously Tottenham have got Son, Kane, Kulusevski. That's just a couple of names.
Yeah,
Arsenal have got Nketiah with the form he's been on, Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, Smith Rowe. So yeah, it's gonna be a difficult one. What did you say your prediction was?
I'm going 2-1 Arsenal. I really am.
You reckon Arsenal do it after so long? I've gone with a 1-1 draw. I just think if it's at the Emirates, I probably would back Arsenal, but just with it being at Tottenham, I don't think the teams will be able to cancel out each other. But I've just got to do something quickly. But yeah, 1-1 is my prediction. So yeah, I'll be back in a sec.
No problem. But yeah, it'll certainly be obviously an interesting match. Obviously some really crucial kind of battles in the midfield, and it'll certainly be contest. But like I say, I think that Arsenal. I just think everyone comes to an end at some point. I just feel like they'll do it this time. They'll end that torrid run they've had at Spurs. But yeah, kind of before we get into it, kind of thing. I want to touch upon the league table then as it stands. So let's go down the table. Obviously, Man City. I should really have done it the other way around, but anyway, I'm going to go from top to bottom. So, Man City with 86 points, 35 played, 68 goal difference. Liverpool on 83 points, played 35 again, and goal difference is 64. And then obviously Chelsea, when you get interesting now, Chelsea obviously third at the moment with 67 points. 35 played again and 39 goal difference. Like I say, that's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next few weeks. See who finished in the top four. And then obviously Arsenal filled that last place, fourth. 66 points, played 35, goal difference of only 14. Can you believe this year? Which kind of shows how much Arsenal have actually conceded this year. And yeah, it doesn't look, their goal difference is maybe a bit too low. Maybe they like it, maybe they want it, but they're still in the top four and they're still getting the points on the board. So that's all that counts. And obviously Spurs, 62 points, 35 played, with a goal difference of 20. So even Spurs have got more goal difference than Arsenal. But yeah, so kind of thinking about the top four, like I say, United 658, West Ham 755. They're not in the top four race anyway, in my opinion, because if you look, Spurs and Arsenal, I've got Spurs, Arsenal, Chelsea. I've got games now on United anyway, so 2 games to be precise. So yeah, that's my prediction for top four. I think it stays as it is, if I'm honest. But I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal take over Chelsea with the way that Chelsea are performing at the moment. They're kind of stuttering a bit. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Arsenal finish third, and then Chelsea in fourth. But I still think the top four will stay as it is. Maybe the title race. All depends what happens really in maybe the upcoming games. But for me, I just think City have too much of that, in my opinion. And I think, I just think that. I think it'll be close. But yeah, I just think City have just got too much. And obviously, kind of covered this anyway, but we're going to go with the let's go with the 18th place upwards and see what the points are looking like. Obviously, Leeds are 18th, obviously, 34 points, 35 played. They've got a minus 35 goal difference. So if it does go down to goal difference, Burnley don't have the advantage actually, because the head-to-head must be in Leeds. Oh no, sorry. Burnley have the advantage because their head-to-head better against Leeds. So Leeds' goal difference may cost them this season. The amount of goals they've scored, we all know this. Because obviously Burnley is still on a minus goal difference, but they're only on minus 17, so that's 18 goal swing. So that's a big kind of gap that's developed. Obviously, Everton have played one less game than the others. So if Everton do win their game in hand, they go 4 points clear. It's all ifs, buts, and maybes, unfortunately. And we'll just have to see on that one, really. But yeah, I think. Oh, you're back. So obviously, I was just kind of looking at the bottom and tops of the Premier League. But yeah, I was looking at the goal difference. Obviously, let's start at the bottom. Obviously, Leeds minus 35. I mean, that is like could play a part, for sure. And that's not good for Leeds. But from my perspective, I've said it before. I think it will stay as it is now. I think Leeds go down. And I think that Burnley stay up, even though they didn't play well. I still think they'll have enough, because, like I say, they're performing a lot better than Leeds are, which can't actually be hard. But anyway, that is what it is. And I think that Arsenal will finish third. I really do, and I think that Chelsea will finish fourth. But I still feel like the top four will stay the same. And I think that City, unfortunately, will win the league. But yeah. You're getting the table up now for us so everybody can see. But what are your thoughts on the top and the bottom? I think we've kind of covered that, haven't we? What we kind of think.
I think City win the league now. I think they will drop points elsewhere, but I think that Liverpool result has made it even worse. I'm not going to lie. So I think City win the league. I think Chelsea keep third. Arsenal get fourth. Tottenham fifth. I've said Arsenal get fourth ever since New Year's Eve. A bit of a random time to say it, but I've said it ever since then. Family, auntie that's a Tottenham fan, didn't think that they were getting fourth. Me and my dad said that they will, and so far they're showing that. And then as for yeah, I think Man U will stay where they are, and West Ham will get 7th. And then as for the bottom half, I think it's obviously 2 of them already gone down, and I think Leeds will be the other team.
Yeah.
Especially their results coming up, like we said. Well, fixtures, coming up, like we said, plenty of times. So
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, kind of similar to me as well. So kind of want to just touch upon, because of course, how can we not? But there will be a preview on this in more detail. But I do want to touch upon it with you, Tyler, because obviously I'm coming on your show, but you're not coming on mine for the preview. So I want to hear your thoughts on my channel about this. Obviously, it's a big week in the playoffs.
What, you already got a Luton fan planned on it, yeah?
But I haven't got a Luton fan. I've got I'm gonna bring hopefully Brad can come on my channel. But we'll have to see about that one. But I haven't got a Luton perspective, unfortunately. But obviously, I know that you're working tomorrow, and I can only fit it in really tomorrow because obviously I'm working on Thursday. And yeah, it's just going to be difficult to fit it in with you. But yeah, wow. I mean, this game is really intriguing. It really is, and obviously, I'm really nervous about this one because I don't want, because from my perspective, I don't want the game to be, obviously, not talking kind of, but I fear you guys at home because from what I've seen, your atmosphere has been really good. I think that you're a strong team. You have got a few, from my side, I think you've got a few more players back now. But I think that it'll be a very tight game. But yeah, I am worried about this one because I hate the playoffs because it just fills me with nerves. But I didn't expect to be here, and neither did you. So it's just like, yeah, but it'll be a great 2 matches. I'm sure about that. Very competitive. And 2 incredible stories, by the way. The fact that these 2 are playing each other in the playoffs. Nobody envisaged this at the start of the season. Of course, they didn't. But especially with us, obviously, everyone was saying that we were going to go down, and yeah, but yeah, we didn't, and we proved the doubters wrong yet again. And obviously, from your perspective, I don't know what people were saying about Luton at the start of the season, but from my perspective, it was a bit more positive from your end because you'd had a lot better season than what we did last season. So yeah, what are your thoughts going into this one, Tyler? Because it's so difficult. Like I said to you, I wish both teams could go because I like both teams. It's so hard for me to, but obviously I'll stick with my team because it's just going to be a great occasion. But I'm going to kind of get your thoughts ahead of this now because obviously we're getting close now. It's a few days away, and we really are starting to think about this even more as the days pass by.
Flipping hell. Why was that so loud? But yeah, I'm going to answer your first question, which was where was we expected to be really for me personally, and I'm sure it was a lot. Well, it was the same in most of the Luton fans, anywhere above 12th, because we just wanted to finish higher and higher each season, even if it was 1 or 2 places higher. Just wanted to make small progress. But yeah, like you said, for yourselves and us to even be in this predicament is absolutely crazy. Shows you what the championship's all about as well. The way I see it going, in all honesty, straight up, if Luton are to have any chance of going through, I feel we have to win this game at home. It's as simple as that because the game at your ground is going to be so tough. I don't, obviously, more previewing the first leg at the moment, but just what I feel the second leg, if Luton play as sort of open as they did against you lot and not create, well, we did create chances, just couldn't finish and couldn't hit a barn door, to be quite honest here. Play like that again, then we know what's going to happen again. But I don't think we'll leave ourselves that open. But this game, as I said, we need to win, even if it's like a 1-0. For me, any other result in the first leg is not good. Basically means we're out, in my opinion, anyway. Because
so just quickly, obviously, before we kind of wrap it up, then, do you believe you can win this game on Friday night? Because obviously, do you believe that, because obviously you're saying you do need to be, going into the second leg with a win, which I totally agree with, by the way, because I think it's crucial that you make that home advantage count in that first leg. But can you see you winning on Friday night, in all honesty?
I can. I'll be
Yeah.
straight up with you. I can. I know you lot are on very good form. You obviously towards the late stages.
Yeah.
Grinding out results and that. But with us being at home, how good we've been at home. Like the last game we lost at home was QPR. And we know there's a lot of controversy in that. We shouldn't have lost that game. Referee was poor. And then before that, even if you want to say before that, to Chelsea, all right, yeah, obviously deserved to lose that. But look how good we played against them. We didn't even have Adebayo playing. Certain players didn't even play. And that's against Chelsea as well. So, very confident with us at home. I believe we can do it, especially if the atmosphere's on there from minute one, like Reading. I could see it being a very similar game. Now, obviously, I know you lot are 10 times better than Reading, but I think it can be like that sort of game where we're going to have to dig deep for it. Of course, you're a good side, but I believe at home we can get a result.
Yeah, fair play to you. But yeah, like I said, from my perspective, we just need to stay in the game for the second leg, and whether that's obviously we don't want to be. I don't really think that we if we kind of came away with a 1-0 loss, it wouldn't be so bad because we know that at home we can score a few. But I don't want to lose this game because I think that it may set the tone for the second leg then. So as long as we don't lose, I think I'll be happy. But I believe we can win this. And I'm kind of just saying it. And it'll be I said this to you. It'll be so tough. But I just think we just have the little bit edge here. But football is a crazy game, as you know, and anything can happen. But yeah, I think that maybe 1-0 to us could, is a result that But you're at home, so you score it. You do.
Yeah, I don't know. The last time we actually didn't score. I'm gonna have a look at that actually.
I just think we defensively are so strong, obviously, but it can go either way. This in the playoffs, it really can. But what I do know is that like I say, it'll be a great matchup. Like I say, it's a shame we have to lose one of these sides at this stage, because I'd love to see both teams in the Premier League. I'm not just saying that because you're here, but I really am. I truly am, because it's I've said it time and time again about Luton.
The story behind
it. The story. It's a fairy tale. It really is, and it's the same with us. But we appreciate what you've done more because of where kind of our journey's been, kind of thing as well. Because obviously, I wouldn't say this. I don't know how similar, but it's been a similar journey in terms of being wrote off maybe time and time again, and we continue to kind of prove people wrong, if you could say so. But I just think our journeys are very similar. I think, obviously, maybe yours slightly different, but you get what I'm saying anyway. But I respect both.
Just quickly as well, the last time Luton played at home and didn't score was Blackburn on the 29th of January. So,
right. Well, I'm being very like I said.
But I understand why you say a win. Of course, you've been on very good form. So fair enough.
I take no underestimations at all. I really don't, because you are very dangerous and you will pose a lot of threats on Friday evening. It'll be certainly interesting to see how the game pans out. But obviously, we'll just have to see what happens. But yeah, I really can't wait. But I'm so nervous for it. But yeah, I think we've kind of covered everything, man. So yeah, look forward to Friday now. It sure will be I say it about a million times now, and I'm just repeating myself. But yeah, bring it on. But yeah, the playoffs are probably the worst kind of anxiety that you can possibly get in terms of what's at stake here. It's just massive. It's just too much. But yeah, like I said, there'll be another preview on this. I'm hoping it will be on tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. I'm getting mixed up with days. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'm joined by my very good friend Brad, who will be coming on to kind of preview the game, and also, but then obviously we'll do review shows after as well. So yeah, but yeah, that's kind of that. So I'm just gonna, but yeah, thank you. So yeah, so this has been an absolutely fantastic. I've absolutely loved it. As always, thank you for coming on, Tanner. Not, but yeah, but yeah,
Not a problem, mate.
I
It's just
appreciate
that noise. Jeez.
I know, but thanks everybody for tuning in. Your comments, I really appreciate that. If you haven't already, please smash that like button. If you're rewatching this, yeah, please like, please share, please subscribe to the channel. I want to get to 50 subscribers really soon. It would be great to do that. But yeah, if you can help me with that, I really appreciate that. But yeah, yeah. Until the next time, I'll be going back live tomorrow. Like I say, I'm not sure what time yet. Like I say, I'll schedule it and let you guys know on our social media pages. But yeah, thanks once again, Tyler. And yeah, see you later, everybody. And take care. All the best. Bye.